Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2015 edition of the Pre-E3 podcast. For the Sixth Axis podcast, we have scrapped the old name. It has been renamed, but we are keeping the numbering because we can do what we want. This is no longer called the Oscar Mike Media podcast. It is called the Sixth Axis podcast because branding. Because branding, Tuffcub. Because branding.
Because Oscar Mike Media really doesn't exist anymore.
It says those words on the bottom of TSA. That's about it.
Okay.
When we say anymore, we do mean like nothing has happened outside of TSA for the last
that's what I meant. Basically,
4
Oscar Mike
5
Media.
years.
Yeah. Joining me on this pre-E3 podcast thing, as you have probably heard, is the newly appointed king of TSA, Teflon. Say hi, Tef.
Hello.
It was nice of Blair to be like, hey, it's nearly E3. What if someone else was in charge?
Yeah, bless him.
And also with us this week is Tuffcub. Say hello, Tuffcub.
Hello, Tuffcub.
Hey, he's so funny as that Tuffcub. That's why I keep him around. He's the court jester.
He's so amusing. Also joining us is Kev, if he can make his computer work. He just sent me a screenshot of
I thought you
just sent me a screen for the post. No, he just sent me a screenshot of it, just the "we're fixing Windows" bar. So maybe it's fixing Windows. I don't fucking know. I don't know how computers work, do I? What am I, a developer? So we do have quickly Twitter hellos on this week's edition of the Sixth Axis podcast. I'm going to say the Sixth Axis. It makes me happy.
You could have been saying it all these years.
I could have. Kevling says hello.
Hello, Kevling.
Craig Hattle, otherwise known as Chill Houses, as Lewis would say, says, "Hey guys." He has a question as well, but you know. And then other people ask questions, but once again, they didn't say hi.
That's a bit rude.
It's rude.
Really.
You can say hi, guys. We ask. Oh, actually, to be fair, when I put the tweet out, I'm just like, hey, send your questions. But you should know. If you listen to this podcast, you should know that we request you say hello. It's just polite. But beyond that, we're going to go a bit differently this week because it is nearly E3, as you might have guessed. This is the first of about 50 E3 podcasts I've scheduled for some reason.
I don't know why you did that. You kept going, let's have another podcast. And I was like, yeah, sure.
You were like, yeah, that's just work for Kris. That's just fake work, right? I don't have to do it. It doesn't count.
I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. So there will be podcasts, like additional podcasts next week in some format. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing one for Sony.
One for Sony.
One from Microsoft.
One for Nintendo, maybe.
Depends on how big their announcements
yeah,
are.
so there's either, I think there's going to be either 3 or 4 additional ones, because we might lump Nintendo and like other publishers into one thing, which is a bit of a fall from grace from Nintendo, really. Kurt says when Nintendo are at this point where we just like, and they can go with the other guys, fuck them.
Well, the thing with Nintendo is that they don't have like an actual press conference anymore. They just have their Nintendo Direct.
No, and they seem to be constantly having Nintendo Directs.
Yeah, no, but that's fantastic from the point of reaching out and directly connecting with their audience.
It's kind of awesome, but it's also kind of weird that they just like, it's just a Nintendo Direct now. Like, did you announce this beforehand? Nope, Nintendo Direct. Here you are.
They do like their surprise Nintendo Directs. It's sort of like they had a surprise one on a Friday in Japan at 4:00 in the morning. And then 2 days later on a Sunday, I think they had one in America.
It just feels like,
okay.
It just feels like someone comes into the office and it's like, Nintendo Direct today? Yeah.
That's just how Reggie rolls.
Yeah, Reggie does not give a shit what you're meant to be doing. He doesn't care about PR plans. Reggie forms his own PR plans. So there's going to be podcasts about that next week. That's in the future, though. This is before E3 has happened, and this podcast is going to have to go up on like Saturday, so it doesn't go up. Otherwise, it will literally go up like in the middle of Microsoft's press conference. That's probably not the best time for it, to be honest. It's not a great plan. But because we are obviously slightly Sony focused at TSA to some extent, we're going to start with Sony and what we expect to see there. Tuffcub, you are adamant we're going to see lots of Morpheus stuff. I agree with you.
Yeah, lots. Well, they've got to show it basically.
They've got to do something. They've got to fucking do something, particularly now that Oculus was kind of had its formal unveiling today.
Yeah, it's just happened, hasn't it? And they've released a couple of games for it. That's the problem. We actually haven't seen any Morpheus. I mean, there any first-party Morpheus games. I don't think.
That's the thing.
I mean, there's Eve Valkyrie and bits and pieces.
There's basically anything, like so much stuff that's coming to Oculus. They're like, I guess we could do Morpheus as well, probably.
Yeah.
There was one in-house first-party like tech demo which they showed off. I can't remember where.
Was it just?
But it was. I think it was called like The Heist or something.
So it wasn't just like filling the world with Viagra again.
No.
Okay.
I mean that is like Sony's go-to when it comes to tech demos.
It's just the world's full of blue things now. Why?
Viagra,
it just is.
ducks, and all of those things.
Yeah. But nothing will top the Nintendo 64 announcement where it's just like, here's loads of Marios. That's how powerful it is. We can render all these 3D Marios. Was it the GameCube?
God damn it, Kris.
It was, yeah. But they're just like, look at all these 3D Marios we've rendered for some reason. That shows power.
And then for the next 7 years, everyone was adamant they were actually going to make a game called Mario 128.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
No, they weren't. But yeah, it would be good to see more of Morpheus. I think you're right, like Tuffcub. There's a lot of third-party stuff that's either confirmed or is like, where it's an Oculus, so probably. But there's nothing from Sony yet.
No, nothing yet. I mean, there was Drive Club was rumored to be. Well, no, I think they almost stated Drive Club was getting.
I think they have said, but again with Drive Club, that's just like it's an add-on.
Yeah,
it's not.
No, they said with Drive Club, they said that they'd experimented with it, but they decided it wasn't a good enough fit. And considering that they'd have to really scale back the graphics so they could actually hit 60 frames per second with that game, that's not going to happen.
But that's something where it's like, if they were to do it, though, it'd be like a better with Morpheus thing, not a.
I mean, talking about the hardware, I mean, I haven't paid much attention to it. I was actually quite surprised when I was reading about the Oculus Rift that the actual headset does a hell of a lot of the processing. It's not the PC. I'm just wondering how much of the processing is on Morpheus is going to be headset based. I wouldn't have thought that much, to be honest.
Well, no, in both cases, it's the headset and the hardware box which goes with it. That all handles all of like the motion tracking, like the positional data and all of that stuff. Like when it comes to like the graphics that are being pushed to the headset, then that's the GPU and the CPU and the console and stuff.
Yeah, but I thought the Oculus. I'm pretty sure the Oculus has got a GPU in it or something like that.
Oh, I'm not sure. It's got stuff in it. But it's all magic. It's all fucking voodoo, basically. It's just dark magic. Sony are doing there's like lots of rumors they're doing some shit in magic software, and then there's rumors there's like, oh, when you have the Morpheus, there's a little breakout box, and what's in the breakout box? Is there anything? Is it just because they couldn't be asked to solder things properly? It could be. Is it just elves? Are there elves in there? Is that how they make it work?
Talking of the VR and slightly off topic, did you see the? Oh, you probably haven't seen it, Kris, but the setup blocks for the Vive.
I haven't, no.
Which is the.
Is it Vive or is it Vive?
I would say Vive.
The Vive.
Basically, sure, it's Vive because it's like Vive la France.
But that's with an A. This is with an E.
Well, they've got. Whereas Kinect wanted you clear the space in front of your telly, the setup docks for the Vive actually have you moving your telly and standing on the side on the corner of the room. And clearing the entire room. Yeah,
I imagine that was what you were going to say. It's like, first, hire some movers to empty the room.
I was looking at it, I was like, what the hell is that beside the door? Like, oh, it's the telly on the side.
There was one step where it's like, escort your cat out of the room.
And I mean, the other problem I have with Vive and all that running around thing, in fact, with most VR is, I'm not sure this is going to work anywhere where there's more than one person.
Yeah.
Surely because, for example, if Tef was sat here with VR on beside me, I would be just so tempted to keep on tickling him or punching me in the face or something.
I like that you were like tickling or just punching him in the face. I would punch him in the face.
If there's, if you've got a family or something, your kids are just going to be annoying you all the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it's just that those are your two automatic goes to. It's just
tickling or punching.
Tickling or it's like tickling. I was like, that would be kind of amusing. I would just punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Isn't that just a problem with VR in general? Though?
Yeah, well, in general, but it's I can never see anyone being comfortable using it when there's more than one person in the room.
The little discussed punched in the face problem.
Yes. Anyway, we're meant to be talking about Morpheus.
But no, I do take your point with that, and it's going to be that's kind of more of like the social constructs around it.
Yeah.
Maybe the lock industry is going to see a boom, like just huge booms in like indoor locks.
It's, I mean, especially for the Vive thing, it is basically you're going to have to make yourself your own holodeck in your house.
I was going to say, it's step one of Vive. It's like, first, set up a hermetically sealed room.
This is my VR room. It's got a lock on the door. You're not coming in.
Yes,
go away.
It's just an empty white room with a heavily bolted door, and that's all it is.
And a sad, lonely man sat with a VR set on his head.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, that's just VR in general.
Yeah.
But at least with Morpheus, you don't need an empty room. You're just sitting in a chair.
Okay, big question.
With Morpheus, it is using the PlayStation camera to track your motions.
Yeah, but that's probably it's probably going to be more like.
And you do have the Move controller support as well.
Yeah.
For interacting with things in the world, so there's no reason why you can't then move around. It's just the Vive or
it's
Vive
kind of
or whatever.
It's like that's their core concept kind of thing. It's their USP. If you were to be a twat and say things like that.
Well, hang on. My big question for both of you.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to take off?
I think it depends very much on the price point.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be like. I think they're going to be hard pressed to get it below maybe £300.
Yeah, I think that'll be a bit too much.
I think it needs to be. If they can get it below, say $250, if they can get to like 24999, then they might see some uptake.
Yeah.
I think if it's above that, I think 250 for me is the point that it goes from being like, hey, this is cool, to, oh, I could just buy another PS4.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's going to be a big problem. Your VR headset is going to be a hell of a lot more than your console if they're not careful.
Yeah, exactly, and that's going to be the real issue. I think they're going to have. It's just they've got to get it at that kind of a price point where it is appealing to people. And I think the thing with the slight edge that Oculus has got, I mean, obviously Sony have got the edge that they are a hardware manufacturer, they know what they're doing. But I think what the slight edge that Oculus has got is it's kind of slightly more established, because although it's ostensibly only been in developer preview, like a lot of people have Oculuses now. Like a lot of people who are not developers have them. It's not like it's a super widespread technology, but there are enough people out there, and people are now familiar with that technology to kind of be going, okay, I kind of know what this brand is and I know what to expect from it. Whereas Morpheus doesn't have that yet.
Distribution is going to be a big factor as well. Because
yeah, absolutely. That just the whole kind of production, distribution, all of those kind of elements. I mean,
Morpheus, you can buy a PlayStation 4 anywhere. You can buy it in John Lewis, you can buy it in Tesco's, you can buy it in Debenhams.
Yes, absolutely.
And they will stock Morpheus because it's part of PlayStation. They're probably not going to stock Oculus. It's going to be harder to find in the shops.
No,
definitely.
Absolutely.
So I think,
but on the other hand, given that Oculus is kind of PC gamer centric, the people who play on PCs are used to that problem anyway.
True, but you need the mass market for this to take off, and I think that's where Sony's got the edge.
I completely agree.
You are forgetting just how creepy and insidious Facebook is, though.
That's true.
But there again, Facebook don't sell any physical products as yet. This will be their first physical product.
Yeah.
So
I can just see Facebook like posting it to you, be like, "But I didn't tell you where I lived." Facebook is like, "Don't worry, we worked it out. It's fine."
Facebook just post it to you on an Amazon drone, which crashes through your window. It's like, great.
Oh, that's terrifying. Future Amazon drones just taking out your windows. Like, you really need this parcel. It couldn't wait.
Right.
All right, The Last Guardian.
Yes.
Now, why are you so excited about this game, given that you today in TSA Slack said, I don't like Ico or Shadow of the Colossus, but I'm really excited for this. Do you just like giant dog birds?
No,
I'm
generally excited because about when Uncharted 4 was delayed, I did say they were going to get The Last Guardian out instead. And I'm 80% convinced The Last Guardian will be out at Christmas.
I'm kind of just hoping that they're there and it's just like, and they don't give a date for it. If it comes out and it's just like, hey guys, The Last Guardian's a thing, but they don't give a date, the reaction's going to be really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
They'll just bundle a disc with your Oculus.
Morpheus.
Which comes crashing through your window.
Just with the Oculus. They're not even going to bundle it with the Morpheus. They're just like, no, you've got to buy a competitor if you want this game. It's a weird marketing gimmick.
I can't remember who said it, but on the TSA Slack, someone said, Sony will say, here's The Last Guardian, and there's a demo available now. If they do that...
Was that not you? I thought that was you that said that.
It might have been. I will claim ownership of that.
But if that happens, they're just going to blow the roof off.
Yeah,
that's going to be huge.
Any complaints? PO Box 45.
Send them via Amazon drone through the window.
Yeah. I mean, that's
the only way we accept complaints.
Every sign at the moment is that it's going to be there.
I think this is the first year where we can confidently say it really looks like it.
Yeah,
there's been rumblings. There's rumblings every single year, but this time, like with The Guardian reporting it. Yeah. I mean, the Guardian are, yes, they're not huge in games journalism, but for them to say something like they're the kind, because they're still old school journalists there.
They would have a decent source.
Yeah. For them to publish it, they've got to be comfortable.
I kind of like that The Guardian gets the reporting scoop on The Last Guardian.
Yes.
as if they've got to stick together. You know?
Absolutely.
They also got exclusive coverage on Halo 5 Guardians.
That's just the system.
So they had the skinny on the new subclasses for Guardians in Destiny.
And Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the movie there.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Is that what we're going to see, the Mirror's Edges of going to the mirror?
Mirror, yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. That's just... it's a little known fact, like Race the Sun, all the Race the Sun coverage was in the Sun.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was just it's a really weird team.
I'm labouring this joke now. Stop it.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Kev's here now.
Geez.
Hi,
Hello,
Kev.
Kev.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm just going to clap. That's what you do, isn't it? I'm here.
Is it? I wasn't really required.
Have you been watching Game of Thrones again?
That's more video that you have to clap for.
Yeah, it's more for sort of when we're in the same room and that, isn't it?
Kev just likes clapping.
I just love to clap once.
If you're happy to know it, clap your hands.
Clap your hands exactly once and no more.
Yeah, and no more.
So, Kev, we're discussing The Last Guardian, how it's probably going to be at E3.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I actually think that we might see it released at some point.
I like that is the standard we are now setting. This game might actually be released, guys. Like, not this game is going to be incredible.
For realsies this time.
Yeah, but not like it's going to be good. Not that it's going to be amazing. It's just this game
going to be out.
This game will be a thing. It will be a product.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading up on the very long and convoluted history of the game, and it's, in terms of the actual structure and the story of the game, it sounds like they got that locked in years ago, and then they hit a problem actually getting it to work on PlayStation 3.
It's all those fucking feathers.
Yeah, it's all something.
Shouldn't have done so many feathers, should they?
Yeah.
They shouldn't have put as many feathers in PlayStation 3. It was just messed up the cooling.
Yeah, exactly.
But then it got shifted to PlayStation 4, but then it got put on hold because of Knack, of all things. Now that's obviously finished and done, so that I'm very confident that they've been beaving away on it since then, and it will.
Until that graphic came out earlier today, I didn't even know that was the same studio that did Knack.
But
this is Studio Tokyo.
But that's why Knack was so weirdly physics heavy, it was just because they really needed to get like the physics down for feathers. Like, right, guys, this is just a backdoor tech demo for our physics engine. Let's see if it works.
Well, we find out in a few days' time, but I'm pretty.
It's got to be there. I think
if it's not there, then it's dead.
This must be, like we've said.
Didn't we all say that last year?
People have been saying that for a few years now, but I think this is really the cut-off point. Like, we are now far enough into the PS4's life cycle that if it's not there, you're just like, no,
it
has
been in development for over 8 years now. So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for the people working on it. Like, you'd want to change what you're doing so much, wouldn't you?
Well, everyone left. Do you not remember?
Yeah, everyone
was like, we don't work for
then.
Yeah,
not even like they left. They're like, we don't work for Sony anymore. Just you have killed our souls. We can no longer work for you.
I'm not going to pretend I can pronounce his name. Ueda, is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Basically left on a contract. The artist definitely left, and we're working on something else.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I think the actual basis for the game, the story, the artwork, everything's done. It's just technically they couldn't get it to work.
Yeah,
and
it's just
if anyone can get a PlayStation 4 technical things to work, it's going to be Mark Cerny because he built the damn thing.
Yeah, it's that, or just give it to fucking Naughty Dog. They seem to know what they're doing with Sony hardware.
Which,
Uncharted 4 is going to be there. It's obviously going to be there. It's going to be them being like, we're sorry we delayed it, I guess. Yeah.
It'd be quite funny if they didn't have it at the show, because they did, like, that is the big conference hall poster.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That covers up the entire front of whatever it's the Staples Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is Uncharted 4.
It's just the LA Convention Center. But yeah, it's a dick move, though, just to be like, here's Uncharted 4, it's not out.
Well, it's like greatness awaits, and I think someone much wittier than I said until 2016. Greatness awaits in brackets until 2016.
Yeah, that is just kind of just a huge dick move, just to be that. But that also feels like they sent that to the printers, and then they were like, "Oh, I guess we delayed it. Fuck."
Kev, as your
they could have just painted a giant moustache on him and just had a different game or something.
That's their Christmas game. It stars a mustachioed Nathan Drake.
I have to admit, that'd be amazing. I'm not too excited about Uncharted 4 at the moment. It's.
No, I mean,
anything 4 is stretching the limits of people's patience. Surely,
did you not see how ridiculously fluid and like flowing the gameplay demo from PlayStation Experience was?
Yeah, I saw that, but I'm still a bit.
It looked great, but it also looked great if it hadn't been an Uncharted game. There's no reason that needs to be Drake.
I'll tell you what's put me off is the box art. Because
the
three previous box arts have been fun and exciting, and they look like, hey, this is a big action adventure game. This one is Drake
now it's all moody.
Pissed off.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping they haven't gone a bit to The Last of Us. That made it all dark and dreary.
It's serious.
They do exist in the same universe.
This is true.
I'm just kind of hoping it's gone. I'm hoping the opposite. I'm hoping they've just gone super dark with it, and it's just like the opening level is Drake just has to put a bullet in the back of Sully's head.
Then him sitting on a chair crying about how many people he's killed.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Next to a garroted, what's
Elena.
her name? Elena.
Yeah. If that's the opening of the game, that's really going to set the tone.
What's the subtitle for the game?
A Thief's End.
Thief's End.
I think the problem they've got there is it doesn't have Drake in the title.
No.
Yeah, that was
that's
a mistake,
why it's not in the
surely.
Drake collection.
Yeah. But doesn't the second one not have it?
No, it's Drake's Fortune. Drake's...
Isn't one of them called
It's Among Thieves.
One of them's called Among Thieves.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the second one.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's not in the Drake collection either.
Yeah, it should
The
really,
main
it should really
You get the
get
first
rid of
and the
that
third
second.
games.
It's first and third one. We named the second one poorly. It can't be in there. We're sorry.
Yes.
I kind of take your point though, Tuffcub. Like it's going to be a good game. I don't think anyone can argue that it's going to be like a bad game, but it is hard to get excited for it at this point.
I wonder,
Also-
if it's going to be true to the spirit of the rest of the franchise with its dark and brooding sort of cover and.
But even beyond that, like
everything.
the fact
Well, I mean,
that
3 was a bit darker and broodier.
it was a
I
little
said brooding, didn't I? I always say brooding and not broody. Very
But-
different.
but there's also like the fact
I said broodier, which isn't really a word.
no,
Hmm.
but broodiest. Is it going to be the broodiest game?
The most broody. We're the broodiest.
But I think the things with it are like
the broody bunch.
it's the 4th game in the series. Well, it's technically
That's a very different program.
it's technically the 5th game in the series. They are now like we've already seen it, so it's not going to be a surprise. We've already seen like good, compelling gameplay, but they can't be like, here's gameplay because we've seen it. So
They'll probably just reveal an explicit link between like The Last of Us and the Uncharted universes, and then.
But the other thing as well is the fact that it's now been delayed. Like all those things kind of just really put a dampener on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to get excited about a game where they've gone, yeah, we delayed this for a bit.
I
mean, even if it wasn't going to be delayed, what were they going to show?
Yeah, but at least if it's not delayed, they're going to be like, hey guys, it's coming this holiday. That's always a good tag. Not, hey guys, it's coming. Just wait a bit.
I guess.
It's March
Last Guardian.
next year, isn't it? So it's 9 months
Yeah.
away,
Yeah.
really. It's
It's kind of hard to get psyched at that point.
You could conceive and have a baby in the time before it's going to come out.
Exactly. And you should.
Are you offering?
So. Yes, I'm offering my seed. No.
I think it's a bit odd that Sony have this habit, because obviously they've only got 90 minutes. And like last year, they've announced a hell of a lot of stuff, and as indeed lots of people have.
Do they only have 90 minutes? Sony always seems to go on
It's 90 minutes
until the end of
Interminably.
time.
Yeah, but
It doesn't
they
seem to
announce
end.
big stuff beforehand, like Ratchet and Clank.
But kind of everyone has this year.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like there seems to have been a paradigm shift. Like I'm sure there will be surprises, but there seems to they've done it all already. Like there's going to be this.
But maybe that's the thing. Maybe there's just so many surprises that they're like, oh shit, we need to get all the boring stuff out of the way.
Maybe.
Well, no, it's either that nobody in any PR department across the entire games industry got the memo that E3 is 1 week later this year.
So they just released their PR
It all came
on schedule.
Everybody just did it all. Yeah, they got that completely wrong.
Yeah, it all came out.
Yeah, or like next year they've got a grand scheme. They're going to actually just announce stuff at E3 itself.
Oh, what? Just not even in the press conferences.
Yeah, there's just have nothing
just
until
guys
the last
wandering,
day of E3, at which point they announce everything then.
But they
think.
But they just announce it by like a guy on the show floor with a megaphone. Just that's the system.
I think they should get someone to fly a plane with a banner.
The weird thing is that
the problem is that there will be 750,000 planes just blackening the Los Angeles sky
it's an air
with
traffic
banners.
control nightmare, but I think it'd be worth it.
No, it's just one very long banner.
Yes.
Yeah, decrying David Moyes.
Do you know they can't take off with
in.
those banners? They've got to like hook them mid-flight.
Really?
From what?
Yeah, that is an actual fact about planes with banners.
But
they don't take off with the banners on them.
Where are they hooking them from?
I don't know, some like banner hooking equipment. I don't know.
But
it just
seems like once a plane is in the air, it's not on the ground.
That is true.
But the banner is presumably on the ground.
Right. I'll come back to you with the facts in
okay,
short
Chris.
research clicks.
You remember Captain Scarlet?
Oh, it's like that. That'd be awesome.
Do you want to explain for those of us who don't?
They've actually just got that sky carrier. That's it.
The Avengers would be a more up to date reference, really.
Yeah, I know. I always go back to like the thing which spawned the idea of having an aircraft carrier in the sky.
Yeah,
as opposed to the thing that stole it from that.
Did it steal it? I'm sure Marvel must have had it for a while, probably in the comics. Just because you didn't read it doesn't mean it's not true.
I'm going to look it up.
All right. Fine. This is a weird episode. Also, Indies, No Man's Sky, which Kev has written. I assume it was Kev.
Yeah, it was me.
Which surprisingly isn't on the show floor for a game which is meant to be out in a couple of weeks.
But probably because they are very busy working on it.
Well, someone was arguing about it that Hello Games didn't want to be at E3 last.
That was Blair.
Yeah, they don't like being. Yeah, I can also take their point. The show floor is a fucking horrible place.
Yeah, it does seem odd though because it is one of, although it's not a a Sony game, they are basically promoting it as
one. It does feel like
Sony have thrown a huge deal of weight behind it for a little indie studio, haven't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it does feel like Sony could just be like, can we please just have a build and we'll stick it on the PS4?
Yeah, exactly. You would have thought.
Like you don't have to come. You can stay in Guildford or wherever they are.
Yeah, it's Guildford.
Like, it's fine. We'll just give us a build and we'll stick it on the PS4 and have some PR drone there talking about it.
PR drone.
No, it's just an Amazon drone. And
I'm so glad I just nearly took a sip of drink. I'm so glad you got that joke in before I took the sip of drink.
Spit take.
The banner has what's called a mast pole at its front. Several bridles join into a tow rope, and this is the end that it is connected to the aircraft. Between every letter, there is a rod. Sorry, this answer's written terribly. The mast poles and rods are all usually strong plastic or aluminum, as it says here. The mast poles sometimes weighed down by something for additional stability. The banner is laid next to the runway, and its tow rope suspended by a loop at the end of the runway, and it's held there by masking tape. The pilot swings down, and a grappling hook gets hold of the banner, tearing away the tape. The grappling hook can then be released from the cockpit. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
That seems impressive.
Really, to the back of the plane.
It's not. Yeah. It doesn't take off with that banner attached. It goes and gets it after it starts flying.
But why?
I guess maybe it just get dragged along the runway and possibly torn and.
But I also guess maybe
dirty.
But maybe it just makes it like it makes it really aerodynamically unstable during
difficult
takeoff.
to take off with a big piece of
when you've got probably.
And just to wrap up, the helicarrier debuted in 1965, and Captain Scarlet was in 1967. So you were right; it did.
Oh yeah, they stole it from Marvel. Clearly,
probably
no one stole. Probably no one stole it from anyone.
Damn you, Jerry Anderson! You let me down.
There'll probably be other indies there. I expect.
There is
no. That's it.
just No Man's Sky.
They're boycotting it. They got it mixed up with like the World Cup or something.
There is a I'm going to the exciting thing of looking stuff on the internet now. Hang on.
I'm really excited about No Man's Sky. I mean, I don't know if we'll see much or any new stuff at E3. I hope we will, because I think they'll want to start people getting hyped for it more.
I hope they're kind of like, here's what you're doing.
Because we've only really seen the last E3 demo, which was amazing, but like really like not scripted. But I read I think it was in like New York or something. I can't remember, but it was like a 6-planet demo, and since then, like they basically stripped their code back, and now it doesn't work anywhere near as well as it did at that last E3 demo. So it'd be nice to just go like, yeah, this is how it's going. I mean, I don't know, because it's such an indie studio. Like, there's not really a precedent for them being like main stage showers. So I don't know what they'll do.
Is there a precedent for the indie game being there like 2 years in a row?
Well,
that'd be crazy.
Volume was main stage, wasn't it?
Oh, that's true. And Volume is going to be there this year, right?
Yeah.
And weirdly, no.
Really?
No, I've actually got a list of all the games up
Can
now.
Mike Biffle not afford a plane ticket?
Volume is not going to be out in the show, at least not playable on the floor, which is, again, odd, because it's out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's out soon, isn't it?
Yeah, August.
Well, maybe Mike Biffle is there, but you can only play it if you kind of sidle up to him.
But in terms of indies, shed loads, because the list they posted, I was like, I have no idea what half of these are.
I'll be honest, I thought that was going to be the name of an indie game then. I thought you were going to be like, Shed Loads. Like, I haven't heard of that. Well, tell me about
try
it.
This
Shed
one
Loads.
then. How about Salt and Sanctuary? No?
Salt and Sanctuary, as in like somewhere that you keep like Persian rulers.
No, as in salt. Salt.
That's a good joke. I approve of that joke.
Salt, the epicure's delight, that kind of thing. Salt, the stuff you put on food. Salt and Sanctuary. Right. Heart Fourth Elysia. Gnog.
Are these games or studios?
These are games. Future Grind, Earth Knight, Death Tales, Chasm, Cosmic
Star.
Oh,
wait, no. I want to play Future Grind so much.
What is Future Grind?
I've got no idea about that name.
Abzu, Alone With You, Broforce, that's a big one. N++, Moon Hunters, Relativity, Skullgirls, you know about.
Oh, but that looks really cool. I'm following that on Relativity.
That's weird.
Whatever it's called.
Tomorrow Children, Thumper.
Tomorrow Children looks amazing.
Tomorrow Children. Why have I heard that? What is that? Is that already a thing?
That is from Pixel Junk guys, who are called.
And Thumper and To Leave. Again.
Is that a Bambi spin?
It's a lot.
Yeah, I was like,
presumably not all going to be on stage. That would be
no.
very
This
crowded.
is all
At
stuff
once.
on the show floor. In terms of big games on the show floor, they actually haven't got that many. There's Batman in the Sony lot.
I reckon they might show the Tomorrow Children on stage, on main stage.
Also, Batman is
That'll be a big
basically
one.
out.
God of War 3 HD. Planet Side 2, I guess that counts. Ratchet and Clank.
These are not indie games anymore, really.
No,
These
this
are
is
games that are.
Oh, okay,
These
it's
are
just
big
listing
games
games
that are on
then.
there.
And then Ratchet and Clank, Street Fighter, and Until Dawn. There's only like 6 big games in this massive list they've put, which is slightly
That's
worrying.
interesting.
But
oh,
I think
putting a
their
season
angle
Street
is
Fighter
pushing
stuff,
like
right?
indie love compared to Microsoft, isn't it? Like that's kind
Christ,
of
yeah,
their...
they're definitely pushing the indie love.
But we're going to see Street Fighter. I imagine that's going to be on stage, right? At some point,
Yeah, that'll be on stage. They had a big
they'll do some fighting.
trailer out today. They released a trailer today. Today being Thursday. And
Just
not Wednesday, surprisingly.
Thursday, the
Just
11th of
see-
June 2015, of course, depending on if you listen
Just
to this.
to see
Far future.
Ken and Ryu.
The time currently is 5 minutes to 9 in the evening.
I imagine
British
we're just going to
summer day
see
out.
Ken and Ryu punching the pavement, right?
Rai?
Ryu.
No, Ryu. Just see him
It's
punching the
actually all
pavement.
one syllable in Japanese pronunciation.
Street Fighter.
Ryu.
So that was just a joke about
Yeah.
the name Street Fighter. It was quite a bad joke.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Microsoft.
Yes.
Microsoft. They're gonna
HoloLens.
obvious things that will be there. What did you just say?
HoloLens.
I said HoloLens.
HoloLens.
Because why not?
HoloLens
They might as well.
might be there. Halo
It
5
won't,
is
it won't be.
Halo 5 is obviously going to be there because it's out at the end of the year. They'd be like,
Yep.
something Master Chief.
New Gears of War?
I love Halo, and even though I'm a bit like, meh. Tomb Raider will obviously be there.
hmm
Uh,
But Tomb Raider, do you reckon that's going to be like a big showcase, or do you think it's going to be
Well,
5
yeah,
minutes
because-
before they then say, and you can catch the rest of this demo at our own Square Enix conference?
that's a good
tomorrow.
point.
Yeah, because Square Enix.
Fuck
That's the
knows.
only weird thing with Tomb Raider.
No, I think it will be because Microsoft have paid them boatloads of money.
Allegedly.
Literal
Yeah.
boatloads.
Yeah, that's how they arrived via container ship.
Yeah. Carried by thousands of Amazon drones.
Forza something.
6, is it?
6.
Is that been announced? Is that a
That's
thing?
been announced ages ago.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was announced at Memphis Car Show or something. Unpicked a
Jesus
city out of
Christ.
Scout.
Need for Speed Forza.
Forza. No.
That's just a callback from
Forza
like 2
6.
podcasts ago.
What else?
Not
New
much.
Gears of
Need
War?
Forza Speed.
I reckon New
6.
Gears of War.
New Gears of War maybe.
Oh yeah, New Gears.
They did just announce the rebranding of, was it Black Tusk, to be the Coalition.
Oh yeah,
So
that's true.
the fact that they've renamed the studio kind of implies that they want to launch a new brand,
Interesting.
and you do that best by announcing something.
Crackdown 3.
I think they.
Yep.
Played
that'd be
any
a good one to
Crackdown
show.
games?
They best not be fucking taunting us with that, because it was like 2 E3s ago. It was like, here's a Crackdown logo and where the slides, but we're not going to talk about it.
No,
The
it wasn't. It wasn't a gameplay trailer, but it was a big cinematic trailer that they showed.
Yeah, that was
When
last
did they show
year.
that? Was that last year?
Yeah, so 2 years ago, it was like because they were showing stuff for the Xbox One UI, and there was like a Crackdown logo in one bit of the Xbox One UI of like games someone had in their library or something. And then last year, so everyone 2 years ago was like, oh my god, Crackdown. And then last year they showed a cinematic, and this year it better be fucking gameplay.
No. It was about
Alan
Well,
Wake 2?
do you not like Crackdown?
no, because
I like
Phil
Crackdown's great.
Spencer, him of Xbox,
Oh,
he
Not
said
Kirsty and Phil.
Crackdown is making great progress,
what?
but wouldn't
Damn you, Phil Spencer.
confirm it's going to be at E3.
That's not denying it either, though.
Yeah, that's not denying it. Though.
No.
Like, no one confirmed the amount of him not confirming it is him confirming it's there. Because if it's not going to be there, he'd just deny it.
Yeah.
Or Microsoft just haven't made their minds up. They're like, maybe.
Just don't say, because we don't yet know.
we haven't.
We
quite
haven't
decided.
decided.
It's actually just a giant Wheel of Fortune game.
That's how this week's worth
So
of
they've
development
got
They
Yeah.
they bring everyone they might want to show a game with, fly them all to E3.
Yep.
And then the day beforehand, you get as a big lottery And if you're lucky, your game gets
Well,
shown.
it's actually a raffle.
Mm-hmm.
They do a raffle.
Yeah.
I know you're.
They have a tombola, and we've got it in the centre stage.
I know you're joking.
And they get Bill Gates out. They drag him out.
Keep cutting Tuffcub off. Let poor Tuffcub speak.
So I know you're joking about that, but from what I read about, when the PS4 and Xbox One came out, they were working on their presentations down to the last 5 minutes. So
they kind of
there's
always do to some extent.
It's probably in there, but whether or not it stays or not, I don't know who decides what goes in these things.
I think they probably decide 6 months in advance of it would be nice if we had X kind of thing, and then goes from there.
Alan Wake.
So the thing
2?
is to have a game
good, right?
in one of the conferences, there needs to be at least 6 weeks to 3 months of concerted effort to develop that specific demo.
Oh yeah,
so
you got to build the
possible,
big vertical slice. Yeah.
So you need to have a huge lead-in time. So basically, they know what they're going to show a long time in advance. They might cut one or two things, they might shuffle things about, whatever, but they know what's going to be there. Then it's just whether it's going to be exactly what they wanted to show in an ideal world, or if they if they have to fall back to a gameplay video demo.
But with
the
with the PS4 and Xbox One conferences you mentioned, Tuffcub, that's obviously a bit different because it's what features do we want to focus on for the console
TV.
kind of stuff. Yeah, let's show a lot of TV for some reason.
What?
People be super into that.
Clipping sports to the side when you're playing FIFA, you can be watching football at the same time. That's what people want.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's what you want.
Traditionally, Call of Duty's been quite big on Microsoft stage.
Yeah, there'll probably be Call of Duty.
Yep.
They probably have some
be
sports
EA.
personality, doing an EA thing.
Oh, it might well be. Yeah, I don't know. 'Cause there'll be EA something at Microsoft.
It's FIFA. There's always FIFA these days.
Will it be FIFA?
I think they do have.
But it might be Battlefield. Well, is there Battlefield anything been announced yet?
No, it won't be a Battlefield because Hardline was only out a couple of months ago.
What was that?
Oh,
other
might
one?
be. They might do Star Wars. What's it? That could be there.
Yeah, but do they want to tie Star Wars to?
What was that new
Microsoft
IP that was crazy? Grinding and customizing your character and just shooting
Fortnite?
stuff.
No, the Insomniac one.
Yeah, what was that?
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive, yeah.
It's only been out for 6 months.
There won't be enough one of those.
Besides
no,
Insomniac, they're working on Ratchet and Clank, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be. I did suggest
Maybe Ratchet
in
and Clank's
TSA.
Microsoft exclusive now.
I suggested in TSA Bingo. It's unlikely, but they might announce the next Halo as well because they have done that in the past.
Yeah, I deleted that.
Oh, come on. They announced Halo Reach before Halo ODST was out.
What about?
I kept Agent gets reannounced.
I know you kept Agent. No, you kept Agent gets reannounced as a PS3 game.
Yeah. 100 points.
But if you
We toned it down. We toned it down now, so it is 47 points.
What about that APB MMO? Remember that?
Christ,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
going back a bit. That's
Yeah,
maybe they finished that.
That was
Nothing-
coming out to all
nothing
formats,
exists.
So that's not a Microsoft thing. What about
No.
Fable? Is there anything Fable-ish coming
Yeah,
on?
well, it's Lionhead
Didn't they
doing
just
it.
do-
Fable
these-
Legends.
Didn't they just do that? Was that out already?
No, it was a beta.
Oh, probably that then.
Black and
That'll
White
probably be
reboot.
there. No.
No.
Fable Legends will probably be there, I guess.
Mhm.
Shot down.
Yeah, that's not going to be black and white.
That
No.
was like the best game Lionhead have ever done.
Yeah, but Peter Molyneux is now a crazy guy.
Yeah, that
So-
is true.
Chris. Can't say
In the
that.
nicest
Yes.
possible way.
Imagine a Viva Pinata game.
Wait, Tough
That'd be amazing.
Cup had a question
That
for
would be
me.
amazing.
No, I didn't.
Oh, someone said
No,
Chris.
he was just berating you for saying Molyneux was a
Molly
crazy guy.
was mad.
Come on, that's pretty accurate.
He's a little stressed. that's all.
He's become a very strange
He's
man
world-weary.
in recent years.
Well, he's stepped back now, hasn't he? Because he was the head of 22 Cans.
He's
but
never talking to press again.
He's gone back to being creative director rather than trying to run a company.
Oh God, I don't know.
He's also started talking to the press again.
Jesus Christ.
What do you mean? He said something to the press
I'm
and
pretty
then
sure
he
that he
changed his
has.
mind about it.
Yeah.
It's not like him.
Oh, crazy.
all right, anything else at Microsoft that might be there?
Minecraft?
Oh,
Oh,
probably.
that's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good call.
What can they show?
They
But what
bought
can
it
they
for
show?
a very
Because they
large
weren't.
sum of money and haven't done anything with it yet.
But they've said, like, Phil Spencer said, why would we make Minecraft 2? That would be weird. So I don't know what they have to show on stage
they're
beyond.
going to do like
Here's
Lego Minecraft, video game.
Minecraft.
No, because there is a Lego.
Yeah, Lego did Lego Minecraft.
Lego Craft.
Minecraft Lego skin pack.
Mine Lego.
But the problem with Minecraft is it makes them huge volumes of money just basically by them not touching it. Yeah. So I don't know what else there is to do with it because, like I said, they can't really release
well, like we said
sequel.
at the time, like Minecraft has already done all of the things.
Yeah.
So like, there's not really anything else for it to do. It's just I still think it's insane that they didn't buy Minecraft; they bought Mojang.
It was
so
just
maybe
easier.
Mojang will announce something. I guess.
I guess.
What about this? What about this Minecraft story mode? Telltale.
Oh god, that might be there. I don't know why that exists.
Yeah, I bet that's exclusive if it's going to be a real thing.
It's not exclusive. It's for all of the things.
God.
Yeah. They know that they basically know that with Minecraft there is no going back from being all of the things to being Xbox exclusive.
And also,
so
like, while
it is Microsoft,
while in principle they are supporting their competitors, they are also, by doing it, getting a huge sum of money.
Yeah,
so it is worth it.
Yeah, it's like having iTunes on Windows or something like that.
It's just like, hey, it is to their strategic benefit. This fucking money. If we give Sony a little bit of money, we get all of this. Look at this huge stack of money.
Tiny pile for Sony, huge mountain for us.
Yeah, exactly. So it's worth it, really. And also, I think the massive upside for them as well. Like it's hard to judge whether it's an upside or a problem, but I bet when that comes to Sony, there's going to be Microsoft branding in there somewhere, and that's going to be really interesting. Right, should we move on? Nintendo.
Yeah.
Mario, Zelda. That's it. Next.
Yeah,
I Pokemon.
No, they're not. They've said that they're not going to have Legend of Zelda for Wii U. They said that ages ago when they delayed it to 2016.
Oh God, fucking damn it!
They'll have to have the Star Fox.
Yeah, game probably. Mario something. What Mario
be
thing?
A new Mario game
I don't know
of some sort.
What has he done? He's done Mario. Is there a Mario World?
It's been a while since we've seen a Super Paper Mario, I guess, right? That's been a little while.
Super Paper Mario
Paper
Galaxy
Mario
Hyper Edition?
That's one of the things that...
They're not Capcom.
Oh, yeah.
I could see...
Mario Universe. Maybe like an MMO set in the Mario world.
No.
They registered Diddy Kong as a trademark in the EU.
Oh, yeah, there might be something. I would be on board with Diddy Kong.
Lots of amiibos.
Maybe they'll like do a new IP.
They did Splatoon.
Just kidding, you guys.
They did Splatoon, and then everyone was like, "Wouldn't it be amazing if Nintendo and new IP? Here's Splatoon. It's really good." And then no one bought it.
Oh no, it did quite well. It was.
What platform was it for? Just Wii U.
Just Wii
U.
It went in at number 2, and it stayed at number 2. No, it went down to number 3 the next week. So it didn't do the normal Nintendo thing of going in at like 2 and then dropping to 38.
Yeah,
it sold.
That's right. Then.
That's rightish.
That's better than I thought, actually. So that's not so bad.
I mean, considering there's like 8 or 9 million Wii U's out there now. And it's like each and every month, like it's shown that they are basically not selling many, and there's so many PlayStations that Xbox One.
People do seem pretty into Splatoon, though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, exactly. So that fact. I mean, there's only so far that they can really go with Splatoon. There's only so much market that they can appeal to.
Mm-hmm.
So getting to second in the market is very
very
good. And also they're going up against The Witcher. I mean, going out loud.
4 million.
David Jaffe has just put a thing on Periscope saying that they're Drawn to Death. They're tuning that for E3 at the minute.
I was going to mention that. Yeah, I thought that's probably going to be there.
So that's probably will it be on Sony's show though?
It's not on the list. Well, it's
PS4 exclusive, isn't it?
It was at the show last year, so like on their actual stage show. So probably will be again.
It's a very strange looking game.
It is. I'm not sure if it looks cool or terrible. What else Nintendo going to do?
Terribly cool.
They got to have more stuff, right?
No.
What
do
else?
they have to?
Why isn't
last
Pikmin
year they
2?
had
Have they
Blair
done
would
more
know.
Pikmin games?
Why isn't Blair
Last
here?
year.
Blair was meant to be here.
Well,
there's okay. So here's the other things on our bingo list. There's Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem.
That's not even
Which
English.
Is that one game, or is that?
That's one game. It's a crossover game. There's a game called Devil's Third.
Oh, that looks pretty good actually, and like a weird game to be a Nintendo exclusive.
There's bound to be another Pokemon game. It'd be silly if there wasn't. Last year they had crazy Miyamoto demos of Project Giant Robot and Project Guard.
Oh yeah,
which is sort of like just like the kind of tech demos which you imagine them having during the very early days of the Wii U, and yet they were showing them, 3 years after launch. And yeah, just like the usual array of amiibos, DLC for Mario Kart maybe, and I don't know, GameCube games and the Virtual Console or something.
It's basically nothing exciting, is what you're saying.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more games, just more Mario games.
The only thing I would be really
like
into is if they were showing Legend of Zelda, because the thing where like, hey, it's gonna be open world. I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I'd like to see more about that. And like, we're not gonna show it. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. My favorite thing that they've said about Legend of Zelda is that you won't really crash into trees. Like, you don't need to look where you're going as you're riding a Pono through the forest, because horses don't crash into trees.
That, to be fair, that's a solid argument. Horses aren't fucking idiots.
Exactly. That's the best thing. It's all. You don't need to look where you're going. You can shoot your arrow at the thing over there on the right, because you don't need to see if there's a tree in front of you. The horse is looking that way.
Yeah, I can't argue that logic. It's the most. Basically, Nintendo are just selling us on the most realistic horses.
I think that's like a little snipe at The Witcher, because the horse AI in The Witcher is not very good.
Does it only ride into trees?
Just rides towards trees. That's it.
That's why.
The road, Roach. Ride on the road.
But that's why they've delayed it. They've got to put like more time into the horse AI. Bring that down. Right, EA. Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah,
and
that'll be good, wouldn't it?
And what's that other Star Wars game that they were like, we're working on a secret thing? Do we know?
Visceral. Who've got?
Do we know what that is yet?
Oh, I forget her name. Amy Hennig?
Yeah, it's from who worked on Uncharted.
Ex Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Alumnus.
She's awesome
she's
writer,
now at
right?
Visceral, and she's working on an unnamed Star Wars game.
That'll probably be there, right?
I seem to remember it's going to be there was a rumor it's going to be a Boba Fett game.
That's cool.
I heard it was going to be a Jar Jar Binks game, so
that's cool.
Make it that way you will.
Very, very similar. I mean, they're practically interchangeable as far
I think
as
you get to. Yeah, I think they're like a tag team.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I'd play that.
I think that's what's happening.
Probably Mass Effect and / or some bizarre aspirational site like, here's what we're working on at BioWare, but we can't show you just yet.
Oh god! Oh, I can't hope they do it again. It's just like last year. That was super fucking weird.
That was all of last year. It was just like, here's the hard-working guys at DICE who are working on something which they can't talk about, but we all know
now
it's
we
Mirror's
know,
Edge,
right?
And,
For DICE,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mirror's Edge, whatever
2.
it's called. No, it's not 2.
Catalyst.
It's a prequel.
It was a prequel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's a little unclear now. They did announce it as a prequel.
And then I've seen someone describe it as a reboot.
Yeah, they've kind of backtracked slightly since
did they
then,
Did they need to reboot that deep Mirror's Edge mythos?
It doesn't seem like it needed a reboot. I mean, it's
they couldn't,
a successful cult following, right?
They couldn't continue from the end of the first one.
I guess it was quite a final
but they could
ending, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you can easily do a prequel. You don't need to just reboot it.
But I thought it, as I said, it was originally a prequel. It sounds like they're tweaking it slightly, so and they've done so much. It is a bit of a prequel and a bit of a reboot as well.
A preboot,
I'd be interested to see where they've taken it, because I really enjoyed Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, so did I.
I was one of the second wave of Mirror's Edge purchases. Got it in secondhand in CEX at some point, and then really liked it.
That's the problem they had with the original. It's like not many people bought it on the first time, and then everybody picked it up secondhand.
Yeah,
and they.
That was the year though that every game went to £20 a week after release.
Yeah.
I remember 2008. I remember it fondly.
Killzone 2.
There's going to be
that was 2009.
Was it
sports stuff?
Get your years right.
FIFA.
Yeah, sports.
Here's
stuff.
all the sports we're working on this year.
NBA,
There's a lot of them.
FIFA, whatever.
Madden, Titanfall,
NBA,
Madden, NFL.
NBA, NFL, FIFA,
golf,
and then golf. Well,
have you heard of the
weird golf.
NBBA?
No, what's the NBBA?
It's a sort of spin-off sport called Beep Baseball, right? It's for blind people.
Okay.
And like the posts make noises, and there's an NBBA, and it's an actual thing in America.
It seems like
it's probably not got.
It seems like that will be unlikely to be at EA, I would imagine.
No, sure, but it's something that I learned about the existence of this week.
That'd be an awesome VR game.
Oh, UFC will probably be there.
Yeah, fighting.
Here's some UFC fighters. They can't really talk. They're not good at that bit.
They're going to just get UFC fighters to fight on stage. to have a UFC fight.
And
will announce a game.
And as always, there'll be sports personalities who are contractually obliged to be there. And make it
who've never actually played a video game.
Make it very clear they are contractually obliged to be there by just the way they talk. It is very obvious. There'll probably be the Need for Speed thing they announced will be there.
Oh yeah,
Deathly Hallows.
The Need for Speed reboot. Because again, really needed the reboot. Need for Speed. They were like, man, we've got so much going in the Need for Speed universe that the only option left is to reboot it.
Everything gets rebooted.
The Temple of Doom.
Stop! Look, you did this when you did this when we talked about it before, Kev.
It's a fun thing. I like to go with it. I'm sorry, I can't help myself.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Need for Speed. And also, I don't like games where they just retitle them back to the title because it makes it really confusing when you're trying to find information about it. I want
the Xbox One, of course.
I want to find information about Tomb Raider. Which one? Damn you! That's what I do every day, all day. Oh,
just look up.
Maybe I'll call it Need for Speed
and fail to look up Tomb Raider on the internet.
Yeah, I'm like, I need information about the right Tomb Raider. We forgot to mention earlier. This has just struck me. At Sony, will Guerrilla Games have a thing there?
I'm thinking no, because I was doing a bit of snooping the other day. Strangely, I do a bit of this journalism stuff now and then.
All right.
And I was having a look, and Guerrilla...
Did you break into their calendars and just get the itinerary?
As of
their phones.
Last week, Guerrilla was still hiring artists and concept artists and level designers. And if they're hiring that now, they're still not very far in their project. They're hiring.
I think they'll just be busy working on something. I don't think they'll be talking to anyone.
Well, they did then go and update their Facebook page with a load of not new, but actually old Killzone pictures.
That's a weird decision.
We had a big discussion about whether there's going to be Killzone remastered.
Maybe.
See, now, Guerrilla Games, according to Wikipedia, are over 270 people. That's more than enough to work on two games at once.
Yeah. Well, I don't think even if there was a Killzone HD, I don't think they'd do it. It's like they've done with Uncharted. They'd farm out to someone else.
Yeah.
Also, but the weird thing is, the reason they're to hire artists, they're just 270 people. None of them are artists.
Did we talk about any Vita stuff?
They're all no. Don't. That's no.
We don't do Vita.
Not happening. There's a reason we didn't talk about the Vita. Right. Ubisoft.
Well,
Rayman.
Yeah.
The Division will be there. Assassin's Creed will be there. Rainbow Six will be there.
Rainbow Six.
That's out soon, right?
Rainbow Six is out at the end of this year. About a fortnight after Assassin's Creed, for some reason.
Because that's how Ubisoft schedule their games.
Ubisoft seems to do this.
Schedule games.
Yeah, no, this is now their plan. They basically want to do everything in October.
It's either that or in that 2-week gap they cross some financial year quarter boundary and they're like, it's in the next quarter, so that's where profits are.
Yeah. Must be.
Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, I've just gone back to Guerrilla and they've changed their images again and got rid of all the stuff which kind of hinted.
That's interesting.
Have they stopped hiring artists?
No. So here we go. 5th of June, we're hiring mission producers. Internships on the 4th of June. Blah blah blah. A video team, concept artists on the 19th of May.
They're definitely tooling up for something then.
But Shadowfall's.
That was
2 years ago.
That's got to be that's got to be their if they're hiring artists and concept artists and stuff like that. That's got to be pre-production on their next game. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw their next game there. They're not just going to be sitting there for the last 2 years just twiddling their thumbs.
And that's what I mean. They are more than big enough to handle two things at once. They're not too, like, if it's 270 people, that's not too far behind the size of DICE, I believe. And DICE have, for years,
DICE seem to work on all EA properties at once.
Well, yeah, because they make the game engine for all EA properties at once. It's just,
I wonder if Ubisoft are going to release a new Animorphs game.
Did they do that?
What?
Is that a thing they did?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
They released Animorphs.
Jesus
oh, no, sorry,
Christ.
Hang on. Yeah. Animorphs 2000. Released in 2000.
For what platform?
Game Boy Color.
Oh, yeah, Game Boy. I've got a Game Boy Color, so I'm waiting to find a copy of that game.
So maybe they'll do a sequel for that.
Is it backward compatible with my Game Boy Pocket?
Oh, probably.
I couldn't tell you. I clicked on Animorphs. Anyway, it's just taking me to the book series. So
because this is Ubisoft, what's their big surprise going to be?
I wouldn't put it past them for it to be Watch Dogs 2 or something.
Yeah,
it would not shock me.
My money's on Watch Dogs 2 as well.
Yeah,
maybe a new Call of Juarez game.
No, it's going to be Watch Dogs 2, but it's going to be like they've done with Division and everything else. So they're going to announce it now, and it'll be out in 2018.
Yeah.
You're laughing, but what Division was 2012?
It'll be 2018, and then the release date will slip.
Well, the thing is, okay, Division was a brand new game. It was being led by a studio that was within Ubisoft bubble, new to leading.
And it's also an MMO.
It's an MMO. They've had to draft in more people, and it's just like the Division is just one of those horribly complicated games where it's almost inevitable that it was going to slip. Watch Dogs, they've already got the foundations. They've already got, they know what Watch Dogs 2 needs to be and where it can go. And it's just a case of just throwing the vast resources that they have at their disposal at it for when they want it to be released, which could be middle of next year or the end of next year. Like, it's not for this year. I don't think it'll be for this year. But I think it'd be good for them to maybe announce it and put a line in the sand over where the graphics are going to be and where it's going to look, because Watch Dogs did come in for a lot of stick on the graphics front, and also say, hey, we've also listened to what everybody is saying about wanting to climb cell phone towers in Watch Dogs games, so we're going to have that in there.
Well, it was Watch Dogs 2, if I remember correctly. He says, checking what he wrote a couple of weeks ago. It was Watch Dogs 2 was on somebody's CV the other day. So it's definitely happening, and it's
it was never not going to happen. Even with all the people who were bitching and moaning about it, it still sold several million copies. Yeah. So that's a decent first step for a Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's where you're starting from, it's not a bad decision.
Yeah.
I reckon Freddie Mercury The Experience, to follow on from their Michael Jackson The Experience. Yeah, I'd totally buy that.
Success is a strong word, I feel.
They're going to announce that they've brought the license to Space Channel 5 off Sega.
Yes.
Right, and this year, because apparently publishers feel that the press don't have enough work to do, Square Enix and Bethesda are also hosting press conferences for some fucking reason. What's going to be at Square Enix? Tomb Raider again.
Final Fantasy.
I've literally written Final Fantasy something or other.
That is
in notes.
Final Fantasy 15.
Oh yeah, probably.
15.
Final Fantasy 14 expansion,
Final
new
Fantasy
one maybe.
14
because I think they've just released one.
Final Fantasy 15 versus.
Will that dragon?
Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
That's true. Yeah. Will that dragon thing be there? Was there something with dragons?
Dragons?
Was that them?
What are you on about?
Was there a demo? Wasn't there a demo they released where it was here's dragons?
No.
Oh.
Do you remember what I mean? Where they were and we're gonna have more about this at Gamescom or something like that. And I can't remember what exactly it was.
Oh, I don't know.
No, there was a thing. It was because
Kingdom Hearts 3.
They were at the Sony thing.
Just Cause 3. We're talking over.
I know, it's fine.
Just Cause 3. Already said Deus Ex. Oh, and the new Hitman game is in development.
Okay. They got a lot of them potentially.
Yeah.
We got plenty to talk about. It's just going to be interesting how much of this stuff is in Microsoft and Sony's press conferences.
It is weird
true.
that these studios are having talks of their own.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite...
I mean, Bethesda
Because Square Enix have a thing of their own already, right?
They do in
Separate
Japan.
from E3. Right.
Yeah, they have... I mean, Square Enix are normally
So this is more
a
of a
Tokyo
Western
game
audience
show.
concerned thing.
Yeah. I mean, also, Konami have always had their... Have they got a thing this year?
No.
Do they still make
so.
games?
No.
Only mobile games.
They had, like... But they always had their E3 thing that was renowned for just being batshit fucking crazy. And pre-taped as well.
Oh, there's a thought. Ooh.
But Bethesda...
Sorry.
What were you going to say?
What if Kojima turns up on the Sony stage and says he's working for Sony now?
Oh, man. Imagine that.
A mic drop.
He's got to go somewhere.
That's one of the unlikely, but you can vote for it if you want to. Options in the E3 bingo.
Imagine
where Konami and Kojima finally tell us about what's been going on.
Imagine like just that, and because there's going to be Konami reps sitting in the audience as well. So if Kojima just turns up, and I would love the camera to just cut to Konami reps sitting in the audience at the Sony thing.
I've got a new job.
Fuck knows what's happening there. Someone needs to hire him though, because it would be pretty great. Right, Bethesda.
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 will be there.
Doom
will be there. The Elder Scrolls Online will be there probably.
Dishonored 2.
Dishonored, is that a thing yet?
Could be.
It's hinted.
It's been when was it? 2012.
Vicky was quite belligerent last week that she required Dishonored 2 to be there. So I think for their own safety, they should probably have it there. She was very angry.
What, Fallout? If you say 15 minutes for each run, Fallout, The Elder Scrolls. What was the other one?
Doom. Doom's
That's
definitely
only
going to be
45
there.
minutes. They've got to have at least another game to talk about.
Yeah.
Could be Elder Scrolls 6.
No way. Not with Tamariel Unlimited, which is still downloading, by the way.
How long left has it got now?
It's now got 25 minutes. It's sped up a bit.
Wasn't it?
That's an improvement.
Wasn't it 33 hours a while ago?
PSN speed.
This is a very long podcast.
Yeah.
It's been downloading.
I've cut it down a bit
since 1 o'clock.
We're gonna have to wrap this up so you can start uploading it because Bethesda is about to start in 2 minutes.
It's been downloading since 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it is now 9:30.
Fucking hell. Yeah. So
how many?
But you're right. Anyway, Tuffcub, they're gonna have something else there.
Yes.
It could be a Elder Scrolls Online expansion. Like I know it's only just come out on PS4 and Xbox One, but talking about 3 months down the line or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I suppose so. Well, no, actually, no. I think they said, if I'm correct, I think they said the only thing you're going to pay for now is cosmetic stuff. I seem to remember that. Because they changed it to it's a 40 quid game now basically rather than a free one which you pay a subscription fee for.
Yeah. But I mean, they could still say, okay, you've just bought this game, or you're considering buying this game, which came out last week, by the way. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And this is what we've got planned for the next 6 months.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
That kind of thing, like a big, expansion block, so that you realize that as you're playing it and you get to the limits of what you want to do with this particular character, you think, I'll come back to it in a month or two time. And
right. Anything else we talk about from any of these people?
Destiny's got to show up.
Destiny, that'll be at Sony OBS, as they say.
They do say that.
Yeah, it's true. Will Destiny be there? I suppose.
Yeah,
the Taken King. They got to announce that.
Wasn't it leaked? Or...
It was announced by Red Bull for some reason I don't comprehend.
It was leaked by Red Bull.
I don't know. I don't understand video games anymore. Why are Red Bull involved?
Yeah, what? What do you make drinks?
Because they've got loads of money.
Yeah,
they make drinks and also fly planes and stuff. So
that's it.
To be fair,
and complain endlessly when they're not winning in Formula 1.
But they're into enough other things. They might as well give games a shot. Right.
Dark Souls 3? Has that been announced? Yeah. Or is that just very heavily rumoured?
It's very heavily rumoured to be announced. That'll be somewhere.
There'll be Batman everywhere, because that's out in a fortnight.
Yeah, it could be like, here's the Batman demo. It's really it's quite soon, guys. Well, I don't know why we're dedicating time to this. It seems pointless. Batman! It was meant to be out by now. We're sorry.
Rock Band, Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to show up. That was something I added to Bingo. There's going to be some rock band doing a live show.
So a real band play live to promote Guitar Hero Live or Rock Band 4.
Fuck, I don't know. That's when I'm going to go take a piss during the press conference. Right, anyway, let's do question time.
Oh, I've got those. Hang on, which one is it?
Question time.
Amazingly, you got it right for once.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Right, lots of questions this week. Let's do it in ascending order. Kevling says, my second Destiny character is level 27, so if you want to revisit the brief spell of Team Kev, let me know. I think that was Team Kev.
Just to me, really. I think that was one for the podcast.
No.
He did tweet at the podcast, though, so...
it's because it was in response to the conversation we had last week, where Vicky was saying she could talk about Destiny all day long, and I was saying I haven't really played very much because all of the people are...
Tuffcub and I are very often on Destiny, so...
Tuffcub says Vix was on top form on the podcast.
Yes, I did.
That is true. I'd like to have her on again at some point, I think.
Other people just saying Vicky was good.
I think, to be honest, she boosted our listenership significantly.
Blue Yoshi... I'll have to have a look and see, maybe she did. Blue Yoshi Short... Blue Yoshi Saw, that is very hard to say, basically threatened me if Kev and Lewis went on.
It's lucky I managed to make it.
But he did say and Lewis is not here.
So the threat still stands.
Yeah, Dav says predictions, ? Well, we did that. One for each presser, ? Well, we kind of did that.
Yeah.
What do you want to see, ? I don't really have to say ? They were just all questions.
Yeah, I think that's implicit in question time, isn't it?
What do you want to see? Is there anything you desperately want to see?
I think by now
I desperately want to see... Sorry?
No Man's Sky. For me.
Okay.
Very much
I desperately want to see someone trying to make HoloLens look like it's usable for video games.
Hey,
in its current form.
They implied you can play Minecraft with it. Tuffcub.
I'd like to see Aisha Taylor get fall off the stage. She just annoys the hell out of me.
I like her.
She's all right, but she's just a bit too. Hey, I'm a gamer too. Look at me, I'm a gamer. Oh yeah, it's all right. We get it, love.
She is by far the least boring of all of the hosts, though.
And she does swear quite a lot.
Yeah. I would most like to see the return of Jack Tretton. Just lowered onto the Sony stage.
What was the
it has Andrew House's
blah blah blah.
What?
Who was that guy? Kevin somebody.
I don't know.
The comedy guy, VP of nonsense things.
Kevin.
Was he Kevin
I know who you mean. Yeah.
Christ, what was he called?
I can't remember, but I do know who you mean. Yeah. Who's in all the adverts and
Kevin. Maybe
stuff.
I just made that up. Maybe I was hoping to.
Kevin Butler.
Was it Kevin Butler?
Yes.
Yeah. But what I'd like to see is Andrew House giving his presentation, and just as he's talking, Jack Tretton is lowered on stage immediately in front of him. Just
obscuring Andrew House from view. Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be the way to go, I think. And it's just like you can no longer see Andrew House because Jack Tretton is just there.
And they just fade down his mic at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Wikipedia actually has a list of all the different VPs Kevin Butler was.
Yeah.
VP of PS3 Softball Team, VP of Inspiration and Perspiration, VP of Virtual Pet Relations, and VP
of Family Funterventions.
VP of Enough is Enough. Christ, he did a lot of adverts.
Yeah.
I thought that was a
direct
good,
sort
good
of rumor
confirmation.
Liam Dodd says, which presser will be the most awkward and or cringy?
Ubisoft.
Now, we haven't seen...
whose was...
Well, see, it probably will be Ubisoft, but we haven't seen Bethesda or Square Enix before. So they might just be
Caffeine
awful.
on?
That was on Ubisoft. That was dreadful.
Yeah.
That was Ubisoft.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
That's before they hired Aisha Tyler, and it was awful.
I never saw that.
It was fucking dreadful.
It was.
I only saw clips after the event. I didn't stay up for it, but yeah, it was just insane.
To be fair though, like Ubisoft to be bad, but also EA is bad in like it.
A boring.
Yeah,
EA.
it's just incredibly.
Yeah.
But also
my
because
favourite thing
middle-
that's ever happened. I know this wasn't the question at all, but when Sony used Little Big Planet to do their figures,
that was cool.
Remember that?
Yeah.
they
But
did like
that was cool.
crafted a whole thing in Little Big
But
Planet.
the thing with EA is also they come out and be like, "Hey guys, we're gonna show you loads of gameplay footage. It's gonna be super exciting." And then between the gameplay footage, everything is just wrapped in corporate speak, and so it just sounds incredibly
Yeah,
tedious.
You've managed
And
to
there's
make
the
the hobby that I
45
love
minute-
really bore me.
Yeah, it's just awful.
There's the 40-minute block of sports.
Here's
right in the middle as well.
Here's all the sports. Who's in charge of sports now? Because Thingamy is in charge of everything now.
No.
I don't know.
Well, who's the CEO now? I've forgotten his name. Peter Moore. Yeah, he'll be there, shirt sleeves rolled up.
Mhm.
Apparently, I sad I've never been to an EA conference in person because he apparently cracks jokes before the show starts.
Andrew Wilson,
Before they,
head of sports.
is it? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
God, he's bad. But Peter Moore apparently warms the crowd up before like they get going. He comes out and does
Yeah, not very
just a
well.
little comedy. Is it bad? That's all I've heard. It's just a little comedy routine.
It wasn't particularly good from what I vaguely remember.
Yeah. But he tries to get people going. I approve of that. I approve of him giving enough of a shit to kind of at least try to warm it up a bit.
That crazy golf game that'll be at EA.
Yeah. Oh, someone did say that.
When you say
which I
crazy
think
golf
is just,
game,
it's just
do you mean like
no,
windmills and
it's
stuff?
just
Well, do you not remember from last year? It's the one where you're, it's the one where you're hitting golf balls over destroyers.
Yeah. Is it PGA Tour? And I think they've got Rory McIlroy as the face
Fuck
man.
knows.
I'd do a crazy golf game
it-
in a crazy golf game
I could do it, yeah.
in the clown's mouth.
Oh, hang on.
And then
Oh, no.
let me see quickly what else. Limdon also said what one thing could each pressure show you that would make the conference for you?
Oh,
Are you about to come?
no.
Jesus.
No, I think he's slowly
Breaking
sliding
news.
off.
We were
the
talking
cliff
about
face.
Microsoft doing VR.
Mike Biff.
The Oculus Rift
Okay.
will be able to stream Xbox One games.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
you
but
can
that's
do
because
VR.
but that's just because like Windows 10 stuff.
The thing is that for Oculus Rift to have low enough latency and not make you completely and utterly just hurl your guts up, it needs to be plugged directly into whatever it is that's controlling it.
Right. So any sort of wireless
So it would
transmission
have
is
to
just going
be-
to render
so-
it totally useless.
Yeah, it's just going to be like a stationary screen in that case. It might be 3D, it might just be, 2D.
Yeah, just an alternative screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Hooray!
Still kind of interesting.
And I mean that functionality is just going to be built into Windows 10,
exactly.
so it's just even minor driver support will get that working.
Anyway, what one thing could each pressure show you that would make the conference for you?
Who's this from?
That's from Lee and Todd as well.
Can I say Alicia Taylor falling off the stage?
Does it matter?
No.
There's so many
See previous
conferences now. I can't list one for each. There's
New
like,
Portal.
if Sony came out and it was what's his name and Gabe Newell came out and was like, "Hey guys, I'm here again, new Portal." That's all it's to say as well. If he just comes, doesn't have to do anything. He just comes out and goes Portal 3 and then immediately leaves stage.
No,
Everyone
in
will
fact,
be like,
forget that. Half-Life 3.
yes. If he just came, if he came out, he wouldn't even have to say it. He just came out in a
Hold the logo
Half-Life
up.
3 t-shirt.
Maybe just walk behind somebody else's presser with like the that Half-Life symbol that they've got, like lambda or whatever it is, and just walk across like some.
As Jack Tretton has been lowered down, Gabe Newell just walks on the stage, and he's sort of like, between rounds.
That's what I was going to say.
exactly what I was
Just
thinking of, yeah.
hold it up on a sign.
Do Valve still make games? I was unaware of this.
No, they just sell other people's games. It's
Steam machines
do.
now.
They
Don't
make-
they?
it's much more profitable. Yeah, there's too many combinations to answer that question, Liam. I don't know.
The Last Guardian. If that shows,
If The Last
they
Guardian
show that,
will
basically Sony have. I am doing air quotes one. Whatever happens.
basically.
If they show that and it actually looks good,
Unless
that'd be nice.
unless Microsoft show it. That's why we haven't heard anything about it for so
Whoever
long.
shows it is the winner. That's the rule.
Microsoft conference is first.
Yeah.
They've got the advantage.
Craig Hattel says, "What do you think is going to be the biggest surprise at E3?" Nothing. Nothing is surprising anymore.
Well,
yeah, no.
Everything's
we were talking about this. We were talking about this when it came to, I can't remember what it was, but it was basically like everybody's sort of established into a routine.
Yeah.
And they've shown off so many of the announcements this week with like E3 trailers and
I think a new company will enter the hardware market.
That would be a surprise.
A new console.
That would be quite a surprise.
That would be a big surprise if that happened.
Yeah.
That's
probably. That would probably be
Ubisoft.
Surprise, wouldn't it?
Well, see, we said Ubisoft have got a surprise, but it's going to be Watch Dogs 2, isn't it? Really? So
probably, almost certainly.
Even if it isn't Watch Dogs 2, it's
going to be something.
It just slots into their established formula of we'll just have one surprise game at the end.
Yeah.
And like at that point, you're just like, oh, what's the surprise game going to be? You're sat there through however long the rest of the conference is, just going, all right, seen this,
it's a surprise game,
or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Sony will do.
I feel really sorry for Mr. Caffeine. Like, as an actor,
he was
that's not going to have done his
awful.
career any favours, is it?
As a what, sorry?
As an actor.
He's not an actor.
Right.
He's a marketing exec at Ubisoft.
Oh, all right. That's fine then. I feel less sorry for him. I thought they hired someone.
No, they were just like, it seemed to be their attitude was like, oh, this guy's fine in the office, he can do it.
Funny in the office and funny on stage are two very different things. I've learned the hard way. I tried to.
Finally, Luke, I can't. An inferior race. That doesn't seem like a very politically correct thing.
No, it's grammatically incorrect as well. It's at inferior race.
Would it be?
A inferior
A
race.
inferior race, yeah. It should be an inferior race.
It should be an inferior race.
But, will Sony or Microsoft have the most TV announcements?
Microsoft.
I would say Sony.
Yeah, probably.
Really?
Because
Microsoft
usually have more on TV, I thought.
Yeah, Microsoft last year didn't say anything about TV.
And
Sony announced Powers TV show.
And in the last year, like, Microsoft have burnt their TV division to the fucking ground.
Completely.
Yeah.
That's not entirely true.
Phil Spencer threw it under a bus and then just nuked it from orbit. So...
No, they let it finish what it was doing. So whatever it is with Halo Nightfall or whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah, they let Halo finish because they were like, this will make us loads of fucking money. And then they were like, and nothing else, no other things. I guess maybe they're still making Quantum Break.
And I know
that's the other thing,
one of their other projects is still alive. I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Okay. But they pretty much killed most of what was going on anyway.
Banjo-Kazooie live action? Wow.
Yeah. Right, anything else we need to talk about from E3 that is going to happen at E3?
You know we're going to be completely wrong. We should come back next week. Just go.
Yeah, just come back with a list and check it off. If we just get everything wrong, I do apologise. If all of the manufacturers and the publishers and everyone have all teamed up and just gone, let's just fuck with people.
Specifically those guys at
TSA. Those guys at TSA. Yeah. I heard they're going to do a pre-E3 podcast. Let's just mess with them.
They've got a list of this and then go, right, change everything. Get rid of that.
What if the reason they've got everything out of the way, or they've released all those trays and stuff early, is because they've got a whole bunch of different stuff for the press conferences.
Stuff we've never heard of.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, never going to happen, is it?
Not going to happen, but it would be incredible. Right, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the TheSixthAxis podcast. You suggested this name change, Kev, and now it's all falling apart. I have to say
the TSA podcast.
I had to say the twice. It's very confusing.
You didn't have to. You could just say of the TheSixthAxis podcast.
But then that implies our name is Sixth Axis, and it's not.
TSA's podcast with like an apostrophe S, maybe.
By the way, Vita stuff. I know we didn't say anything. There's
a reason we didn't say anything.
Because Andrew House has described the platform as a legacy system.
Yup.
Oh, what?
Yep, it's dead.
Yup.
That's sad. I got one of those.
Yep. You did get it for free.
That is true. That makes me sad.
I think it's harsh. I think it's very harsh to call it a legacy system. Yeah. I mean, it's right next to my Dreamcast.
You're still holding on hope, aren't you, Tef?
Yeah.
You're still holding out.
It's between my Dreamcast and my Wii U.
Mine's underneath my Move controllers, so I've,
I've just thought of something else we didn't mention as well. PlayStation Now. They're bound to promote that.
Yeah, but it won't be very interesting.
Yeah, but they'll talk
about
about it. It's already out and about in the US as like a final thing.
It's going to be pretty tedious.
Today, today I think it's now on non-Sony products, which is a very big thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a big deal, but there's no way they can, given that we already know everything about it, there's nothing they can talk about it in any way that is vaguely interesting.
It's not a big deal for us unless they go, and it's in England, which they're
not
unlikely
Scotland.
to do
It is in
LA.
England.
Fuck Scotland.
No, they
Only
hate those
England.
guys. Donald Trump hates Scotland.
Does he?
Yeah. Particularly Scottish windmills. There was a thing this week. It was funny.
See, Blair, if you come on this
podcast... Nicola Sturgeon just run up and deck
Blair, if you'd been in this...
nutted him in the face.
If Blair had been on this podcast, he could defend Scotland, but he's not here. I'll teach him.
Yeah. Against Donald Trump and Sony.
Yeah. So the PlayStation Now is not going to be the interesting part of that presentation.
No, that's going to be in the middle when they talk about all the boring things.
We had over 5 million people tried PlayStation Now in our US beta.
Ooh.
And on a scale of fine to okay, they rated it well.
And it's
yeah,
almost 10 million PlayStations in the process.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
The problem with rating it well is that there's a comma after it, so it's just the start of the critique of the system. Well, no.
Yeah, it's just well, and then
somebody can't find the words.
Yeah, weirdly, I'm looking at Andrew House's presentation he gave, and foster PlayStation Now business growth is one of the top things. Yeah.
Growth.
And PlayStation Music as well with Spotify.
Of course, that is actually good. I use Spotify on my PlayStation quite a lot.
Yeah, but there's also nothing interesting they can say.
Nah, that's true.
Yeah.
There's no way they can spin that as anyway vaguely interesting. It's like you already have this.
See, now what would make it quite good is if they got this out of the way by like talking over the live actual band playing Guitar Hero in the background. It's like just kill two birds with one stone, guys.
Yeah, also, if you want to announce stuff before E3, fucking announce this shit. Like, put out a trailer that's just the bit we don't care about. Here's our figures. Here's Sony financial year figures. Good. Go away now. You go. Leave us be. We want the interesting trailers and games and things. Right. That's going to wrap it up for this pre-free podcast thing. Pre-free. As I've been...
So you get stuck on the TheSixthAxis,
yeah,
but not pre-E3?
Pre-free. Anyway.
No TH at the start of 3? No. Okay.
No.
It was good to know where your limits are.
That's just how I roll.
Poor boy finish.
If you want to get more episodes of this podcast, you can go over to TheSixthAxis.com. You can go to iTunes. You can go to Stitcher. Kev says I should post this on YouTube, so maybe we'll do that. I don't know how. He sent me a link to an article. I got confused. It didn't work. Maybe I need to use Windows Movie Maker. It's just a whole thing. If you want to get in touch with us, you can drop us a line over on TheSixthAxis.com in the podcast post. You can email us at podcasts@TheSixthAxis.com. You can tweet us at TSA Podcast. If you would like to get in touch with us personally and tell us how wrong we were in our E3 predictions, you can get me at HalPro, which is HALB Pro. You can get Tef at Teflon. You can get Kev at Kevtron400. And you can get Tuffcub at Tuffcub, but it's TUFF Cub.
Bye!
Rather than the normal spelling of tough. But that is going to wrap it up, and then we'll be back next week with an obscene number of podcasts. Say goodbye, everybody.
Terror Unfolded. I forgot about Terror Unfolded. I was going to show that off.
No,
lovely.
You can't keep going. I've said to say goodbye. Them are the rules. That's the rules. It's the rules, Tef. It's well established.
The Elder Scrolls Online has 9 hours to go. 9 hours.
I might just leave this recording just to listen to Tuffcub just wearing down.
It's 4 now. Hang on.
Jesus Christ, Sony, sort your shit out.
8 hours.
All right, say goodbye anyway, Tuffcub. We can't just keep going to its first
7.
downloading.
Bye.
Goodbye.